Greetings from Dystopia, episode 57. Just going out for another quick drive today. I already got my walk in. Got that out of the way. It's a little chilly this morning, 59 degrees. Air is much drier. Road crews so far about every half mile, digging ditches deeper or changing the grade at least to get more water out of here. Going to play with the camera a little bit today as far as mounting options in the car. I've already swapped the rig from what you saw yesterday using the GoPro mount to actually using my small rig cage with a cold shoe mount on the side of it, so the microphone is constantly in place and aiming at me rather than bouncing up and down the way I had it yesterday, just resting on the magnetic phone mount. Later I'll switch it up onto the window looking out, and we'll play with that a little bit, maybe do some time lapse on the way through. Just trying to figure out the best way to mount this thing for road trips. I don't mind it actually being upside down because I can always flip the video in edit. And I'm thinking with the slope of this window, that's going to be my only option, is to film upside down. So we'll have to see how that works here in a little bit. I'm trying to get up to a park here where I'm going to stop, make the change, and then go back out on the road. So I was just driving here and I'm thinking about places to put this camera. It's optimally, I'm going to have that male to female lightning cable to allow remote control via the phone and the DJI Mimo software. This bird was like running around just back and forth in front of the car there. Good thing I'm not going very fast. But yeah, I think I'm going to have that cable to the Mimo app to allow me to control the camera remotely. Just like right now, I can't change the view. Well, I can if I reach up and hit the button 3 times. The river's back down a little bit, not much though. Maybe down a foot. I'll know for sure when I look down this rail line. Yeah, it's down about a foot, so that's good. Alright, almost to the park here, so let me pull in, switch the camera around, and then we'll be back out on the road. Alright, so here is option number 1. In fact, I will back up here, stop, and get a picture. I'm not quite sure that I can trust this suction cup to support the weight. I'm probably going to need a bigger suction cup. But this is option number 1, if I can get the camera to focus on it. The other key part is I need to keep this out of my field of view, which is something that bugs me severely. Hello, camera, I'm over here. And the camera has already lost me. There we go. Yeah, that's not going to work. Okay, option number 1, fail. Okay, turned around, went back. Option 2, it's as high up on the window as it can go. So now this is the interior view. Whoops. Turn you around looking out front, but you're canted slightly off of the driver's window. And you can see the A-pillar is still in the shot. The problem I'm having, and I will take a photo of this and post it later. For those of you who do not have a Transit Connect, my idea was to put it right below the mirror. However, there's a big sensor array behind a plastic housing. If I can turn the gimbal right there. And now you can see this plastic housing. This would be where I would optimally put it. So it's behind the mirror and hanging right here. It's basically out of my line of sight right here because it's hidden by the mirror. But that's not going to work. So I'm wondering if I can, hello gimbal, take that shot. Nope. So read center brings the camera back around to me. But this will work to drive down the road just a little bit to do my talk to camera. I did notice though that in first person view, inverted, the camera automatically switched the image over. So it looks to me as though the finish of this recording will be right side up, and I won't have to invert it in the edit, but we'll see here shortly. For now, I'm just going to go for a drive here and just see how this holds together. And I'll give you guys a front view when we have a field to look at. Again, with having the Mimo app installed, on the phone, but yet the cable running down, I could manually control the camera, turn the gimbal so you're looking straight out front. So that's a good solution, but like I said, I think I'm going to want a bigger suction cup. Kind of halfway, my arm is like right below the camera here in case I have to reach up and catch it if it falls. But we'll give it a shot here. I was looking to see if there's not somewhere I could put a fixed mount up here. But the way this thing is put together, there's no screw hole. Unless maybe I come off of this one up here that's holding the shade, the visor. So we'll give that a shot in a minute. Give that another look-see. So yeah, now that we're starting to see an end to this lockdown, so to speak, where I'll be able to get out a little bit more and start doing a couple day trips. Now I have to start figuring out my rig. One idea, oh man, the road I was going to go down to is actually closed. Right there on the left. I'm going to assume that it's closed for the exact reason I wanted to drive down it. Yeah, I see construction vehicles. That road usually gets a fair amount of water during rainstorms, so that's all right. We'll go down the next one. But yeah, I need to, maybe I can come off of these screws for the visor, come out with just a piece of flat steel and use a 1/4-20 bolt to captive catch that ball head that I showed you guys yesterday. Or I can just buy another, because the ball heads are cheap, just to mount up there. The other option I have is to go through my dashboard in the center console above the navigation. Take a picture of that. Don't worry, I'm out in the middle of nowhere on a road, so I don't have to worry about cars coming up, but I'll put that picture over here. And just if you can see that, that just pops off. It's a piece of plastic. I could put a little metal backing plate underneath and run a 1/4-20 thread through and put a tripod head, a ball head on top. That would work. It's clear of any airbags, so we wouldn't worry about rupturing an airbag. Although it could become an obstacle to hit in the event of an accident. Go across and take Wheeler all the way out. Farm field, nice and flooded here, but I'm going to be past the flood by the time I turn the camera around. Again, that's why I want that control. I have a beanbag rest somewhere in my junk. I'll have to dig it out, and then I can just beanbag the phone, the control phone, right up on the dash in front of me and just reach out with my finger from the wheel and make whatever changes I need. I'll give you guys a shot of the field to see how that comes out. As far as stability, this is a fairly typical country road out here in Illinois. It's not perfect, but it's good enough. I can probably level the camera view. Okay, it recentered the view. Again, the view still is right side up, even though the camera is upside down. However, all the text is upside down. So I'm not quite sure what the camera is filming, whether it's inverted the recording or it's just inverting my view. Either way, I can fix that in edit. Not that big of a deal. Just trying to give this a check for quality. And stability. Bring the camera back around to me here. I'm gonna go straight ahead for about another mile here. Yeah, the suction cup I think will be perfect in the back when I'm got a truck in the middle of the road and I'm approaching the top of a hill. Don't want anybody to come over the hill and hit me. But yeah, shooting video from the back, I think the camera on the suction cup will be perfect, but I'm not sure how well that's going to hold with road bounces. I mean, it's a 2.5-inch diameter suction cup. I don't know if that provides enough suction to hold this rig up there. Like I said, I did make it slightly heavier today because I'm using the small rig cage rather than the GoPro adapter, action cam adapter, whatever you want to call it. But I wanted to be able to mount the microphone solid on it, and that's where the small rig cage came in perfect. I can see how companies like Small Rig, UU Rig, and I forgot the name of the other company, but I can see how they all stay in business because they always make that little gizmo adapter you need, you know, the 3/8 16 to 1/4 20 thread adapter, or you know, a 1/4 20 screw that's 2 inches long, or you know. They always have the oddball stuff that's perfect for this. So all they need to do is come up with their bars that are threaded holes, and then the adapters for like the cameras. And then you can build whatever you need out of it, but it gets pricey in a heartbeat. Turn you around, give you another shot. If I can find the button. We are just south of that sod farm I was talking about. The sod farm will be to your right, about another half a mile. Wondering if I can... No, it's fighting me. It doesn't want to keep that. Yeah, recentered, no change. It's fighting me to keep that viewpoint, so it tells me I need to move it to the right, which I guess we can try. Far enough out, I can pull over and I'll move it behind the mirror and just give that a try. That's one of the reasons why I'm running country roads, so that I can play with this stuff. Back in a minute. Okay, so now you're more or less center of the van. I will overlay a photo here. So we'll give this a shot for a little bit and see how this works. Again, let me take a picture of the wider view, which I'm not too keen about. But again, I'll overlay that photo. And let's turn you around. Face tracking should find me. There it is. So that is another option. It's probably an acceptable option. As long as that suction cup holds. Try and keep my hand here. I'm just so worried about that thing coming loose from that suction cup. If the dash was a smooth plastic or a pleather vinyl like they used to do dashboards years ago, I could probably suction cup that thing straight to the dash and not have a problem. So that might work. All right, let's do some front shot. Do a little bit of video this way. The idea is that I could do time lapse, which I will switch to here in a couple of minutes. Do a time lapse driving down some long country road, which would be half of my trip to Wisconsin, where I go fishing up there. It can be pretty long, lonely roads when you run the back roads up. But I'm telling you, if you do go to Wisconsin, don't get off of I-94 or I-90, depending on which way you're going, or 39. Take some of the old highways, 12, 24. I'm drawing blanks on numbers, but you get my point here. Take some of the back roads and see more of rural Wisconsin. Same thing with Illinois. There are some amazing sights to see just by taking these back roads. All right, I'm going to stop the recording and convert and do a time lapse. All right, now we're back to facing me. Camera got confused. It's going to look till it finds a face. Hello, here I am. Again, this is much easier to control with the phone versus that little postage stamp screen. Anyway. I'm sure it'll catch up sooner or later. Alright, so now I'm on the loop back towards the house. Just went out and made that loop just to do some experiments. I said time lapse, I meant to say hyperlapse. It's camera terminology is a little different. I apply time lapse to anything that happens over time. They call it a hyperlapse. While the camera is moving and the objects are moving, there's a hyperlapse. Fixed point looking out over time is a time lapse. So you'll see I also shot 2 panos, so 3x3s that I'll have to stitch together. So it's 3 rows of 3 photographs, one looking out front, one looking inside. Hopefully I didn't look like a complete dork when I shot the inside photo. But yeah, I think it's going to do alright. I'm not sure how much video I've shot here, but I'll get you guys a video out today just to stick with it. I'm going to be nice. There was a comment I was going to make about some writing on somebody's barn, but I'll be nice. It's a little road here I've always wanted to go down. Just because it looks really pretty, but I see it dead ends in somebody's driveway, so. And it is a marked county road, but I'm still not going to go down it. Hey, camera, I'm over here. It's funny how it just kind of drifts every now and then. And I inadvertently hit stop record because the buttons are upside down. Record is always the button on the left, but upside down with the camera, it's now the button on the right. All right, guys, that's it for today. Be good, be well. We'll see you tomorrow. Is it just me, or am I the only one that looks forward to the peanut butter and banana for lunch? I was sitting there after I finished recording, and I'm like, lunchtime, banana, peanut butter.